Oh my god, is it working? Oh my god. Oh, please. Is actual chat working? Oh, thank god. What the... I could... I am like... Okay, whatever. I'm simmering right now, but I... It's working, so... Whatever, I'll take it. That was... What even just happened? What even... Whatever. Yeah, I can't see the messages from before. I don't even know if anybody's here anymore. Uh... Let me just delete my messages and do it again. Probably. Can it embed? It cannot embed? Whatever, just leave it. Just leave it. We back. Oh. Hello, Neon. Someone, I think, asked me a question. I saw it, like, I briefly processed, but didn't really download what the second message on stream was. Oh, it was like, maybe it said, like... It was questioning something about it being 1 hour hitless, or, like, the rules that I have. Anyways, can't blame anybody for not sticking around for, like, 15 minutes on a offline channel. It sucks because I had practice exe and the actual like proper attempt version, or like version I'm gonna do attempts on, both open at the same time, so I had it all prepared perfectly. So I thought. And then if I can just complain for a minute, like obviously, like I was saying, my dual chat program just like wasn't showing up inexplicably, and it's like, okay, I mean, just restart PC, easy, right? Then I try to open OBS, and I open an OBS and it's fine, but I try to start stream again, and I just keep getting an error being like, you can't stream with GPU like 264, like, or you can't use the GPU encoder, and it's like, what? Because I just was. And I mean, yeah, OBS had an update, like maybe there's a bug or something, and I haven't updated my drivers, but huh? And all I did, no joke, was just keep resetting OBS until it finally worked. Oh no, actually, I turned off enhanced broadcasting, even though I already tried that I disabled that multiple times and tried to start streaming, and it kept giving me different errors. Kept restarting OBS. Eventually, no enhanced broadcasting had let me through. Don't know what was different that time, but it happens. I'm here. Let me actually play the game. Okay, I feel better. Technical difficulties after not trying to stream for a long time. What's it trying to tell me? Hi, Luna. Well, thank you. I have put perhaps an obscene amount of time into these things, but I know it's minimized and it looks weird. I'm going to, you know what? I won't set up the other version yet. I'll leave this open. And I keep this very quiet, like the practice version volume extremely quiet. I'm probably going to spend no longer, tops 45 minutes, but I'll probably practice for like half an hour. Unless I just feel like I'm smooth on everything right away. Gotta get through the cutscene though. Let me play the music. I'll only play music during the practice, obviously. I think I have... Why does something feel weird about the keyboard inputs? I'll tell more when I'm actually playing. But Stars 3, I feel actually better now at. I slightly adjusted my approach, and it seems way better. You start from the middle left and just kind of adapt. You can pretty much adapt to whatever happens. Hold on. I do not want to see this on my screen. There we go. Oh, that can get closed. I see. Can we get confirmation that the knight is Asgore from you? I don't know if I can do that one. No, Asgore is Chris, but Chris isn't the knight. Beak reference? Never saw the knight without the, you know, it is true. I am at such a weird spot with theories now. I almost can't tolerate listening to, I don't know, I'm like not paying attention. I almost can't tolerate listening to most analysis now. I only want to hear something if it's like a new idea that sounds actually sensible. And there are some like really underground Deltarune, I guess, YouTubers that, oh god, I can't remember the freaking guy's name. I've just listened to him at work and I don't even look at the channel name, but he barely breaks like 500 views, but he's kind of not convinced me, but made me see like the legitimacy of the angle that Rudy and Carol actually, like, Rudy might not be clueless and Rudy might not be the knight, but he actually is playing a role with Carol, maybe. I mean, it'd be kind of hard to believe he's completely naive to everything. There's just a lot of questionable aspects, a lot of off-screen time of characters, and like convenient off-screen time at that, and on many occasions that make it just so hard to crack the mystery. I feel like it's truly impossible. I am so ready to be surprised and shocked. I do not think the community is entirely accurate on things. Well, definitely Toby, I mean, what's also influenced this and caused sort of like a shift in discussion out, maybe even a fracturing of the community somewhat, is the newsletter from Toby. We got to be careful of reading too much into it. Many people are taking it as an affirmation of like their opinion or the opposite of others' opinion. I don't, that's the thinking that you are like in Toby Fox's head. I can't quite do that. Everyone, well, I'm very much hesitant, I think more so than a lot of people, to think I know what Toby Fox thinks. I have trust. I have a lot of trust in his vision. I'm prepared to be disappointed. Like, I don't I don't like need this game to, I don't, other people seem like just more, I love the game, but I don't have like the brain worm that causes me to like lock in beliefs on where the game is going and like get defensive about them. It's been really hard for me to come to any solid conclusions. I just kind of listen to what other people think, ponder myself a little bit, but all I do is just try to think of more possibilities. And it's kind of hard to think of. There's a lot of, anyways, I'm kind of rambling. I don't need to, let me actually respond. Have a good one, Chaotic Cookie. I do think Toby can make a satisfying ending. I think there is going to be a camp of people that are going to be disappointed somehow. I like think that's a safe statement to make. If somehow that's not true, well, that's like a good thing, no? But I mean, it's probably the safest, coldest take ever. But will there be like a sizable camp of people who are disappointed by how the game shakes out? That's harder to say. I mean, because we don't know like how different is it actually going to be? ERM is connected to Ralsei in some way. I have not watched videos going much into ERM. I guess that is a bias of mine. I'm more convinced now that ERM might be, or like is, a separate character that is maybe unnamed still and separate from Friend. I don't even know what to think about Mike at this point. I don't think Mike's an entire joke. Like, there has to... I say has to be. I mean, what was the original plan with Mike? Was it only, like, mentioned at all again because people brought so much significance to it? But it was mentioned in, like, dark text, like, ominously in the Spamton sweepstakes on the one, like, TV page by Spamton. Like, why would it be just a joke in the end? And like the chapter 5 tease of the mic room seeming to like imply there is more to the mic situation. I'm just confused. Honestly, I'm confused, and I'm at a point where I can't even pretend that I can discuss this game. I'm gonna have to like replay this game multiple times to try and discuss it again, because I think I've been ruined just by watching a bunch of theory videos. I'm in a state of utter confusion at this point, and I feel more enabled to come to my own conclusions because of what Toby said now. I'm like, you know what? I wish I could erase my memory completely. I don't, but yeah, now I'm like, there's an imprinted bias of many kinds, whether I like it or not, on my mind and how I think about this game permanently. Only one the primary one I don't mind is device theory. It's like, it's kind of just like a framing of looking at the game more than a like pretty just sharp analysis and thematic reading, especially with like part 3. I really like, it holds up so well. Maybe I'm just starting to like, you know what? I'm not even playing the game. I started talking way longer than I actually wanted to. I got nothing really to say. In short, ever since Toby clarified his thoughts on theories and speculation, I feel like able to release care of it, and I just want to live my life and see what the actual answers are. I have pondered about the game for a long time when it was in less complete states, and honestly, this feels like the most difficult position to speculate about the game from, or like where the end game is going. I think it might be truly unguessable, or like at least not obvious. Honestly, it's true. The hardest challenge is just playing the game and not talking about the lore. It's so addictive. Oh no, let me read what you said, Infinity. Both using fire magic, both having deep knowledge of the story. And one of ERM's only distinguishing features is horns. Fair. Hey, welcome back, Sari. I guess also after just 3 chapters of shattering expectations and like a lot of like much discussion or speculation not really landing accurately, it is hard for me to, I don't want to say suspend my disbelief, but actually get invested into theories anymore. Before I used to, like, it was magical in a way of where I actually could buy into them. Now I'm almost like in a bad cynical way. Like, there's no fucking way this is right every time I watch a video. And if that's what I'm thinking, it's probably time to take a break. May have a problem. Oh, well done, Infinity. I hope you were enjoying yourself. No hits are a good time. Alright, I need to lock in. I haven't been locked in for a second. Okay, chat interaction is not guaranteed from here on out. Well, I guess more so once I actually start attempting. But in other words, I need to focus to a degree where I'm not like being mindful of how much I'm responding. Game focus. $198 berries. Ooh. I just watched the... Or first of all, well done. Look forward to getting those last berries. You might have a ways to go, but it surely will be very rewarding. But don't feel pressured to, like... If you're starting to get burnt out, it's okay to take a break. I am terrible at listening to that advice. But yeah, anyways, I watched the world record history, or speedrun world record history of Celeste, like over the past week, and it's definitely the best video like that I've seen in a long time. I tuned out of the speedruns around like 2022, and I haven't even looked at the leaderboards. I didn't even know what the world record was, and that video is a year old now. But I do remember it brought back fond memories because I did watch TGH's streams. I had the time, and he streamed late night. Like, it's weird to have nostalgia from stuff like that recent, but it was a very heartwarming watch. And have a good sleep, Luna. Rest well. Weird Route Enraged Spamton Neo all attacks no hit without spamming charge shots. Right. Okay. Only attacking with X slash and base equipment. Got it. Damn, that's more than I haven't even. There's so much. Oh my, there's so much I want to do in this game. But it seems like you're having a good time. Full cleared the Strawberry Jam map summit. Which lobby is that, or are you in? All I know really about Strawberry Jam is that there's lobbies, and I know what the, like, some screens of the Grandmaster Heartside look like because I've watched several golden videos of that, That's pretty much it. have wanted to, but have just like resisted because I don't even need to give an explanation. I don't even know what I'm saying. I have not streamed in a while, clearly. I guess I like wanted some sort of break after the last grind. It wasn't terribly long, but it was a bit taxing, and it just kind of extended a little longer. But my love has not like waned for this game, and my ambitions haven't either. If anything, they've like grown a bit, but I don't know like what my schedule is going to look like in terms of like what I'm practicing for or attempting in the future. I think I might skip a lot of individual boss stuff that I may otherwise thought I wanted to do in place of, or in its place, instead just start practicing full game. I really would like to try and get chapters 1 through 5, all bosses, all recruits, no hit, maybe before chapter 6 comes out. Don't know how reasonable that is. If I practice consistently and it's like the main thing I do with my free time, and I don't like start burning out on it early, or I would have to keep it interesting for myself, but yet not overdo it. And maybe the time frame isn't reasonable for something that huge. It is a lot of learning and a lot to, maybe not a lot of time to get to the consistency level I would need. Oh, you almost got it, Siri? I haven't been keeping up on the Deltarune Discords I've been in, or channels. I've gone ghost mode for the past like month, more or less. Or did I actually react to that? I've peeked it a little bit. I like half remember a final oh, that's all. I'm so sorry. The final is like slightly possible to get hit on for sure. Or like there's slight existing potential. It's the one thing that like practicing a bunch doesn't seem to like greatly, there's like nothing you can do. And under a lot of pressure, I'm certainly not going to be at my best. I have to keep better track of my focus right now. I think I've only been focused for like 10% of the stream so far. I'll have to catch up a little bit. Summon is red Grandmaster map in the Grandmaster lobby. Oh shit. Okay, so you're like there. Damn. That's the thing. Like watching that Celeste speedrun history, like it actually made me like, damn, maybe I would want to do this. I can only imagine how good it feels to be so fluid with the ultra high level movement. Like, oh. But these people have spent well over 1,000 hours on their craft. Like, it's a lot. It's not something you can just like get into and get to that level that quickly with. So I think like I maybe slight regrets with Celeste. Like I could have done more. I could have stuck on it longer, been more of a part of the history or whatever, but I gotta accept the reality here. And I'd be happy, or I'm happy with what I've done. Like, I don't need to have done more. And there's other opportunities to be part of a whatever. I don't want to stop that line of talking. Hey, what's up, Toxic? Thank you. I know I could probably, like, well, that, like, I didn't even explain fully, or I kind of narrowed into, like, one subject, along with, like, considering being, like, maybe I could speedrun this game, Celeste, I'm talking about, I'm like, maybe I could just have fun, like, returning to it, but I don't know how I'd split the time. I do have, like, too much ambition attached and, like, energy, like, pre-locked into Deltarune. It feels like I can't move it, and I'm not sure I even want to, for real. But Celeste is an amazing game, and, like, I am tempted at times to come back to it, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I've been more tempted to come back to the End is Nigh and do a maximum percent, or like everything run Deathless. Okay. Full plus 52, yes. Like, perhaps even interacting with every NPC and doing that one redundant room, or not redundant room, but like seemingly pointless room in Anguish, which isn't, they're not terrible. There is one NPC that is absolutely terrible to get, but it is in Wall of Sorrow, near one of the other main checkpoints from Wall of Sorrow, or like in the run, which is in Wall of Sorrow as well. So like, it wouldn't be adding too much, but that, I don't know if I give a fuck about the NPCs for real, or like everything. I don't even know where all the NPCs are. It would be a little bit to learn. I don't know if I'm on that level of like completionist, perfectionist. Yeah, to care to add like those things. I would at least do 152% Deathless. But again, that's going to be its own like multiple month effort at minimum. Not something you can just whip out easy. So the one where you have to ride the crow, yes. But there's like, or at least I think so. There's like a stereotypical ghost-looking NPC in the top left of the room, and I forget what the obstacles are, but I think I know there's crows, and I don't remember like what the hazards besides the crows are on the screen, but it's like very, very, very difficult to get to the NPC in the top left. True Infinity. If I like, once I actually get to practicing Juggle at some point in my full game practice, I will certainly break down. That's one that I've known that like could be easy if I just like had the right rules in my head ahead of time, but without or like single attack practice on it, it seems to like be near unavoidable sometimes, even though I know that's not true. Like I get caught in a bad spot and like somehow don't know how to react or get away, even though I'm pretty sure there's always a way. Okay, I have to narrow what I'm thinking about now. I'm gonna keep saying stuff like that, probably to an annoying degree. I'm not doing a very good job of keeping myself focused here. Once I'm doing runs, I feel like the runs themselves are gonna function as the actual practice, because I'm just like training my unconscious, if anything here. Not so much my focused, intentional precision. I don't know. I should consider more how to give briefer responses too. I knew I had to go under that time. Yeah, I'm not doing my best moves right now. Okay. I'm ignoring chat for a couple minutes to actually get useful practice here. I will respond to the most recent message, or like the second most recent message. Chaos Bomb, like, you must have decent reactions to be consistent at Chaos Bomb. But I can understand why, like, I can't explain why, but I understand why the Red Devil's Knife attack. It's like awkward. It feels like you have to do unintuitive movements to be safe. It's perspective, Toxic. I mean, it's... Shoot, how big is it? It's 27 inches at most. But it might be 24. What's up, Issy? Same size. It's a good... Whatever the size is, it's like my preferred size for sure. Of monitor. It's supposed to be 1440p, but he's... Oh, he used it at 1080p anyway. FSR. What's that acronym? Do I know that one? Oh! Oh. Well, it's crusty when you set it to 1440. Huh. Not like the sharpness for setting for some reason is like maxed out on 1440p mode. That's just a random thought. And me imagining what could possibly be meant, or like what is meant by crusty. Caps it at 120 instead of letting you use it at 165. It sounds like, is there some like, I've had monitors that have like weird settings that limit that stuff that are like auto enabled. Oh, it was a long time ago. Okay. Why am I repeating the same? It's the problem attack. I've been talking to chat for too long. I'm trying to practice the attack that I need to have consistency with. But I'm not satisfied that I'm good with it yet. Before attempting. Practice is important. But I need to forget everything exists when I'm dodging. Like, if I can just do that on commands. Yo, I actually saw that, but still moved into it. You can check if... I did see that message and I didn't understand, like, a while ago when you said it in Puff's Discord, I didn't understand what you meant by it. Because the game, it doesn't feel like it has artificial input delay. Speeding up the game 10 times and see if it runs. But, like, see if it, like, what do you mean runs? Like, if it doesn't crash or something? Or if it actually runs at 10 times speed? But how would you, like, what's the test to know that it's actually running at 10 times speed proper? I mean, that's probably 10 times speed. Pretty fast. Does anyone else have a pet peeve for attacks being called good RNG dependent without labbing to confirm it? I guess, like, at least low key, yeah. But I mean, I can't blame people for, like, feeling that way. Or not, like, having the impulse to, I gotta practice this for an hour and a half before I make a statement about it. Like, people say things when they're frustrated. And, like, I don't know. Like, what people say in frustration, I never take, like, too terribly seriously. At least when it comes to that. But if I'm, like, being real, yeah, for it to, like, if we care about the truthfulness of the claim, yeah, you need to rigorously test it to be sure that there isn't some actual control strategy. If someone doesn't have, like, actual experience and they're claiming something's good RNG dependent, then I think it's fair to, like, discount their opinion, or at least, like, weigh it less. But just based on the fact that they don't have experience and are saying it doesn't necessarily mean that they're wrong. If you happen to know the person, like, hasn't tried or probably doesn't know what they're talking about, then, you know, not to like consider that too much. I'm very hesitant to say things are RNG dependent or yeah. Just leave it at that. I don't think I can accurately dig into whatever the nuance might be of that. I haven't had enough recent experience of different things. And let me read Sari's message. Oh, what? Okay, I need to look slightly differently than I was. I don't know how I got caught off guard there. I guess I was being too hopeful and like letting the density clear itself. If it runs at 10 times speed properly, or it runs at 10 times speed properly, but if it runs at a slower speed than that, then my game has a lot of input delays. Okay, so you might not be able to exactly tell if it's running truly at 10 times speed. Unless it's like way below, then it's probably obvious. But if it is not running at, like truly running at the speed, then that's like proof that you have input lag. I don't know. I mean, like, that makes a little bit of sense, but I don't know why that exactly would be the case. Besides, like, your hardware just can't process 10 times speed, and because you're like, obviously you're going to have more input delay if you're running on hardware that can't run it at 10 times speed, right? Or is there like, is that all you're saying? Okay. It's true, Infinity. Like, there are attacks that I put it this way. I believe that bad RNG situations can be overcome as long as there's no like truly unavoidable RNG situations, which that is a very, it's actually more subjective than you would think. That statement, there's no like objectivity to that, but you can gain, people might underestimate how much consistency you can gain at unfavorable patterns in RNG dependent attacks. Wait, you usually have to do this before properly playing Deltarune without dealing with delayed clicks. Are you meaning that doing the 10 times speed thing, or let me not ask it that way. Like, sometimes your game doesn't have, or sometimes your game has less input lag for some reason on the same exact setup? If that's the case, that's weird as hell, and I don't know what the reason for that would be. Like, for sure. Oh, what? Yeah, I've never exactly felt that. The only times I've noticed like 1 frame of extra input lag is when I've been like streaming and recording at the same time in high quality. That was dumb. Honestly, against my better judgment, I'm just gonna say fuck it. I can't take the practice seriously. I just can't do it. And I've also spent too long. It's already been 45 minutes, which was that was my limit. If attempts suck bad, if I can't really get far, then I guess I will just practice. Or play Kaizo Knight or something. I still do want to do no hold breath, at least for I'll say only no hit of Kaizo Knight. Thanks, Vivstar. OME. Important. Gotta have the turns needed count. Oh wait, and why is no word not showing? Oh, because it's not. Wait, what? Okay, there we go. Whoops. No bird was supposed to be visible. Let me know if the game is like overpoweringly loud or the opposite. It doesn't quite look like it is, but it's hard to tell without testing before. Oh, I'm not increasing. I'll increase the turn count once I'm at 5. That I will not forget a single time surely. Was dodgeable, but I mean, you can't blame someone for getting hit there. That was a pretty bad one. There definitely was a better spot to be on the map. A little loud, okay. I'll turn it down a touch more. Okay. I double counted something. Now it should even out. What's up, Igor? What? I have to look at what I got hit on. I didn't even see. Yeah, I don't know if I can prevent whatever blind spot just happened going in the future. Like, no, I gotta see the recording. Obviously, I ran into something. Like, was there just some obvious thing in the wall that I just ran into? Oh. Just a sniper that I thought I wasn't in line with. I thought I was processing a bullet like that. I was completely mismatched, like, its position and my position. Wow, I'm, like, not used to not seeing those anymore. Okay. It was a little harder to see nested within all those bullets. Oops. Oh, I didn't read. Yeah, the phase 2, like, the phase 2 versions of Sword Tunnel and Tracking Swords are arguably harder, but or at least like comparable in difficulty to the phase 3 versions. So I suppose that, yeah, it is nice not having to dodge those phase versions anymore. I still think it would be okay, but inherently only one phase can repeat. Well, I guess Kaizenite doesn't do it like that, but that was custom. In this state, it's just side. The final phase goes on forever. Honestly, if phase 2 and 3 repeated over and over again, I almost would prefer that. I don't know, though. I've gotten, like, pretty good at reading circle swords. But, I mean, I always do tense a bit on it. I have to really lock in. There's definitely an argument to be made, though, about like the phase 2 versions being potentially trickier on the problem attacks. I know, I mean, obviously a video game can't like truly do that, but I would like it to. Is that what shadow crystals give me? Spawns another night. Oh my, yeah, like fights canonically being able to extend super long, or at least this one. Enthralling idea. It's true, it could speed up. That's an easy way to implement such a thing. think I've lost a bit of my case-by-case dodging consistency sauce on Stars 3. There might be like a small key aspect that I'm forgetting of how I dodge differently now. I just need to keep an eye on all the bullets. Normally it's bad and overwhelming to try and comprehend all the bullets, but aiming for the highest level of consistency, it's pretty much necessary to not be caught out by a stray snipe. That was not good. Very avoidable. Now I'm going to practice Stars 3 more. I'm sorry. I'm not going to close this version. I'm just going to mute it, but I need meaningful practice on it. Undoubtedly, I need to just... It won't take long. It shouldn't. But this is not working for me. Why can I not maximize this game? Oh, right, because the chapter select version, you have to Alt-Enter to maximize, and it's F4 once you select a chapter for inexplicable reasons. But now I have to swap the version being recorded. Wait, why is it? I literally swapped the EXE that I was capturing, huh? Huh? Does nothing? What are we talking about? Okay. Does it just not work sometimes? Like you literally can't have duplicate windows open and have it work? Oh no, you have to minimize the original one and then maximize the next one, maybe? I've done this before. Why is it not working now? Aiming for like super mastery on the attacks is I've really liked it on this fight. I don't know why it's the most addicting fight for me in a long time. It's the pure aura concentration. Okay. Do I actually have to close the other version? That would suck. I don't want to sit through the intro again, but like... Oh, what? How does that work? I just hid the screen. I just hid the source for a split second, and then that did it somehow. I didn't think that would do anything. Okay. All right. Three QP. Wait, don't attack. OBS is usually like pretty reliable, but it's got some, can be quirky on occasion. That was not the path ever. That was never it. What am I doing wrong now? Did I used to hold X? Is that what it used to be actually? That actually might be what it is. Hold X at the start. And like go diagonal. Or like start going up and then move diagonal when I have to and then move straight when I have to. Oh, hold on a second. I think this might be the meme. Those were like decent patterns. We'll see if this translates across. Definitely makes it more comprehensible, maybe? Can't say definitely and maybe in the same clause or whatever. Oh wait, I have to switch my camera settings. I just realized the frame rate sucks ass because it's low light compensation is enabled because of every single time you restart your computer, it resets your camera settings. And autofocus, turn that off too. Okay, that should be better. Oh yeah, Blue Soul on controller does not sound great. Just being able to jump and move at the same time. I can imagine that's awkward. Not being able to hold the keys is unfortunate. You don't have a numpad. There's multiple ways. Okay, you can't hold more than 3. I've had like, or I've known people to be able to like hold 2 like different sets of keys or something, and be able to like, but I don't know if that's only if they don't have ghosting issues. But something with a numpad might actually, like if you use a combination, might work. I'm like 10% remembering something. I don't even know how true it is. A lot of patterns can be totally nullified by clever X holding movement, but you can't do that similar of a thing every time with holding X. It's the only problem. But maybe starting more central is good sometimes, depending on, you know, case by case. Like, instead of forcing myself into a position, just, I think I have intuition of, like, what are good voids in the pattern to, like, anchor from, if that makes any sense. Like, I start in a decent void in the pattern, and then work my way around back in a circle. Not really a circle, but I'll do some revolution around the box. Maybe not the whole thing. Steam binds. Unfortunately, I have no clue. Keyboard is... I'm privileged that keyboard has just worked. There's got to be something. Numpad works? Whoa! Yeah, the gravity slam attack, even though Sans changes the orientation of the soul, you have to always like point towards the center, regardless of like, just based on what edge you're thrown at, regardless of the orientation of the soul. I mean, for the wall slam attack, you could just like, you know, cheese that part every single time. Like you could even have controller plugged in and just like hold all the arrow keys, you know, if you don't also have like the ghosting limitation. I'm glad that works for you, Vivstar. I'm very glad. I don't think I could ever play enough of this attack. Like the bad patterns are very bad and clenchy, but I've dodged it all pretty much one time or another. What? I had a thing in my eye and I had to blink at that exact moment. Ran right into it. Whoo-wee! Started from a terrible spot. Why did I... Yeah, I was banking that I knew when the stuff was going to stop, and that's like the most bozo maneuver. I'm going to give up the X holding now. That I think I tossed that in the garbage a while ago. Like it seems to work like sometimes, but I can't pretend to know like when it's actually best. It's better to probably move a little bit more drastically, but in like bursts. Moving faster spreads out the bullets more, if anything. And I have like way more variable control of my speed with like tap moving and such. You buffer, you have infinite time to buffer. There's literally no time to it on the wall slam attacks, including the wall slam portion on the final. Like, you just pre-hold all of the arrow keys, and it's just a nothing attack. You don't have to do anything consciously. There's no timing whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, like, that might be too cheesy and lame, but, like, most people do just do it. I did it. Now, like, if I could go back with, like, my preferences now, maybe I would avoid doing it, but I don't think I would have been able to do 2x speed no-hit without the wall holding. Like, unironically, that would be the reaction time barrier for, like, sped up no-hit possibilities. That was good reactions. I should probably not move diagonally so quick. That time I didn't. That time I moved up distinctly for separate time. I'm definitely a fan of limited buffer windows for sure. Infinite buffer period in like regular platformers certainly feels... clunky is not the right word, but I don't like it. Huge fan of buffering in Celeste and the end is nigh. Well, in any platformer really. I guess I haven't really played... I can't say I've really played gameplay that where I meaningfully utilize infinite buffers. Like I wouldn't say I include the Sans fight because you don't even interact with the attack really. You, like I said, you do nothing consciously. I just hold the buttons down. So to beat the attack, I'm like, okay, this is the attack I hold all the buttons for. I don't even need to look at the screen. That's not like actually dodging other obstacles and then, oh, for this one jump I need to buffer and I have infinite buffer time. I've not played a game where I've had to do that. Really the only time, yeah, is the Sans fight. Yeah, the Celeste buffer window, like, chef's kiss, perfect. What am I doing? Oh. So cliche for me to say that I am playing below my personal satisfactory level. Okay, just analyze. Be super conscious of every single iteration. Do not get numb to the stimulus. Or like, try not to be. Okay, I have some ideas. I think it's whatever ideas I had before. I think it's more about finding the right pivot point to do my rotation around, and that the pivot point can actually be quite different depending on the pattern. And I don't even necessarily need to be like on top of it or right next to it. Like there, I would say I was a little bit distance away, but you can rush across the box even without hold breath pretty quick. Like here. A lot of times it's close to the center. Most of the time it's close to the center. That was huge. Whoo-wee. Oh, gotta go this way. Somehow went okay. I was a little hesitant, and there was a very close dodge, but it worked. I changed my mind so many times on this fucking shit. This attack is the bane of my existence. I feel like I'm still a noob. Like, obviously that's wrong. That's over-exaggeratory. But clearly I can't speak of the attack with that clear of an understanding of, like, why... I cannot explain... What can I explain? I can't even explain what... Okay, obviously, I can't explain what I can't explain, but I can't even begin to dig into what I still lack to understand. Like, I know there's deeper understandings I could have to this about, like what? I need to, like, think of it, of an example of something on the attack. Like, depending on the, like, average size of the stars... how that can affect maybe what position I'd like to start from in the box. Obviously, the spread of the stars in general, regardless of the size, has some is a factor in, like, where I want to start, or, like, not where I want to start in the box, but, like, how I want to dodge around in it. There's multiple factors. So the amount of stars, the placement, and their size variable, or the size difference. How can I combine all of those together? Like, how do I isolate each of those things and understand how, in combination with each other, how they should inform my dodging? Like, how on a conscious level should I get to that point? Do I even try to? I seem to, like, have... Like, I've definitely gained just natural intuition of some sort, but I have not once been able to have like a perfectly working strat. I don't know. I can't finish the train of thought. And I'm not even getting my thoughts across, I don't think. I think I saw that video recommended as well, Infinity. I guess what in other words, what am I thinking about? Is there even a way for me to analyze the attack to maybe not in real time, but at least like in a playback? I don't even, is there a way I could ever see a pattern and just know exactly what the best solve for dodging was with confidence? It seems so case by case, and I mean I've said this before, but I've had like, and I've thought I was certain at different points, but I've always went back and doubted. I'm like, there's gotta be a bulletproof way or strategy, or like perfect strategy approach that across the board makes all patterns easier. Maybe not like doesn't make the worst patterns like free, but at least a bit easier. I don't think I've even found a strat that makes all patterns easier. Even this, like, starting on the middle of the left wall, like, it seems a lot of the time, I don't know if it's placebo, it seems like a lot more of the time how I tend like to dodge starting from that position tends to work out better or feel more comprehensible, but I couldn't really explain why. It's just an arbitrary thing I chose, and seems to work out. I think there's also split-second decision-making to be improved on. That I started too far over. That was a pattern where I should have been to the left. That would be the most fascinating thing ever to me, Igor, but practically nobody should put in that effort because it is not worth it. But theoretically, that is very super intriguing to me. Like a lot of it's okay. Here's what my brain is like tumbling about. On a lot of attacks or like screens, obstacles in games, when I try to like implement or like try new strategies and I'm just testing stuff, I usually just come up with an idea for like a consistent, for some sort of like, how do I word this? Some form of like consistent starting position or consistent movement pattern, etc. Like, but I don't have the understanding and this like coming up with the strategy. Oh my gosh, why is this so hard to phrase? I usually just try stuff first and then like reverse engineer why it works. That a lot of times is what happens. And it's rare that I do such thing, like I do that, or I come up with a strategy without and it seems to be somewhat effective, but I cannot understand why it works. That is the case with this. Starting in the left middle, or I mean, I understand why being far left works, and I would understand why being in the bottom left works. Am I just tricking myself? Should I try being the bottom left again? Am I like immediately gonna be better? I should question everything. I should not, like, it is not solid. Yeah, already. Yeah, the spread seems to be like have a bit more variance to it when I start from the corner and do like a big wrap around the box. Yet now it's in these examples, it's actually seeming fine. And maybe it's just that being more centralized, like I learned starting from the middle allowed me to understand how to dodge closer to the middle instead of or like, yeah, there's like different moves I can do, whereas when I'm like against or near a wall, I'm like way more limited. I'm not expressing all of the thoughts I'm having. I think the priority should be as far left as I can be. And if I can't be that far left, be as far down as I can be. That might be the most specific I can get. I think the bigger priority is being left. Second spam mail. I mean, I can't imagine what that attack is for some reason. No, for sure, Infinity. When I do full game, anything that is difficult, no matter, or that I find particularly tricky, I'm going to try not to like lie to myself about. I'm willing to spend a decent amount of time on regular enemies. Some of them definitely do have shitty patterns or potential for. And the Birdly A+ papers, I think at a base level I'm already decent at being able to read that quickly, but I'm sure there's patterns that would be hard for me to do consistent. Second attack of Spantinio as a harder version very late in the fight. The second... you'll get it. You'll get it soon, Viv. I tend to be preemptively like overly concerned and over practice, usually, if there's such a thing. Oh, with the impassable. Okay, that's what I thought. Really? Okay, then maybe I've never seen, or have seen so few times I can't remember seeing the harder version, but that makes sense. That starting, now I get it though. Starting far to the right, yes, gives you more time and space to work with. Fair enough, 5th star. It's actually that's totally fine. I don't want to seem like judging your approach to stuff. I hope it's not coming across that way. It's good to do at least a little tester, and if you're excited to do a run, then definitely go for it. It at least gives you an idea of where your consistency's at. I'd say that's good practice. To practice a little bit and then do runs late. Okay, I don't care about what I'm saying anymore on that. Sorry. You almost never see it unless you... Oh, okay, I see. I'll move on one day, Nero. If I ever do attempt. I gotta get my stream rhythm with this. I tend to talk way too much. And I hardly let myself sink into focus unless I'm actually doing attempts. But inevitably, I run into situations that make me want to impulsively practice for a long time. be more feasible to do the weird route version first. I've tried N++ for a minute, and it seems like a big game to commit to. For one thing, I'd feel pressured to like want to fully complete it because that's definitely my tendency, but also I didn't like the way the movement felt. Like first impressions, could it have been an acquired taste for me? Probably, maybe, but I didn't feel like pushing through. This was years ago, like when I don't even know. Like after I played the NS9 Celeste, at least. I don't know at what point though, but I tend to not like momentum-based platformers or like acceleration-heavy platformers. And you're definitely right, Infinity. I don't think I'd like to do the weird route no hit in isolation though. I don't know why. I just like haven't considered it. I'd rather just go for the harder thing first and what feels like the main course. I can only imagine how long a run's gonna be. Like, can you imagine 100% full game no hit run, normal and weird route, especially with what 7B is gonna be like size wise, presumably. Actual like what 12, maybe even 15+ hour run. Super Meat Boy was the first one, and yeah, that is a momentum-based platformer. I didn't really play it like that much. After playing the NS9 Celeste, I would 1000% say I prefer those way over Super Meat Boy. I haven't maybe like one session I came back to Super Meat Boy after playing those other games. It's not even necessarily the existence of momentum or acceleration. I don't even need to generalize it that much. But my first impressions of the movement feel in N++, it just like wasn't intuitive to me, and I was resistant to learning, becoming accustomed to it. And maybe it has like more of it has to do with not being able to shake like the completionist mindset. Like I can't imagine playing this but not committing to doing everything, but also I in no universe do I want to commit to doing everything in this game. Yeah, thinking about it more clearly, like you just mentioned, the weird route being so cut down at this point makes me think there's no value to me. no hitting that route in isolation, unless it's like there's got to be something more fun. For some reason, it's the only way I feel like I can want to move on. I want to, like, maybe I'll get tired and be like, maybe I'll burn out from the night before that. I'm not there yet. I've wanted to do this for a while, and I've procrastinated very long on doing so. I think with just a little bit of consistent play, my consistency would get the slight boost it needs to make this a lot more reasonable. Hard to say like what made me decide to do this though. Besides what I already said. I know that I would be satisfied to move on if I did this. Oh, I'm like locked out. I'm so locked out. Besides, only speed increase. 2 times speed, no, it's already been done. I could do it without hold breath. For like technically doing a harder version. But after this, and yeah, Celeste's movement, there is like, I didn't feel satisfied with the Hold X challenge. That was a side quest. I didn't expect it to take that long. It felt like, I thought it was going to be faster than it was. I underestimated how unlikely it really was. And like the skill requirement, like the consistency skill requirement on top of the luck requirement. I've had my sights on this for such a long time. I didn't feel fully satisfied after the wood blade only. For part one of what? Am I just crazy? Yeah, looks like I am. Oh! Wait, you're already on chapter 3? How does that make sense? Okay. And there's a night rematch. Oh, I for some reason have like a sliver of doubt that we're gonna get like a true regular night fight again. Just straight night fight. I hope so. I really do. I don't know why I have this shred of doubt that it'll be something else. I don't know. You got chapter 1 and 2 done in 3 hours. Holy. Well, I hope you're enjoying the game. That is super quick. It's going to be papyrus. It's very true. Really, Nero, I would think the opposite, that it would have to be harder. Like, yes, it would have to be harder, at least for the sake of compensating for increased health, damage, etc. Doesn't want hard mandatory bosses. I mean, maybe not. I feel like this already is. Well, mandatory. Well, it's okay. No, it's not mandatory. You lose to it. You're meant to lose to it. It's true. Yeah, I guess. Okay, I see. I see the point. I see the point. Are we really going to have another night fight where we're intended to lose? And if not, but we are going to have a night fight again, then that means we're supposed to win. And if we're supposed to win, how could it be easier? I mean, there is a way it could be mandatory and still, like, be at least as hard. I'm thinking it's not going to be a straight up solo regular night fight again. I'll have to see. Who knows how difficult the regular game, like no secret bosses, is going to be. Thank you, Mr. Lights. His hands is easier than bird. Don't stop. Holy. I'm playing Kaiser Knight. I'm locked out on regular night. I need to play something more precise. I'm not going to change the title. It's probably not going to be for that long. Sorry, this was kind of a nothing stream again. I want to have, like, serious attempts, like, actual I have a chance streams. But, I seem to get overwhelmed with, like, having to talk and play at the same time. I will get better. I just have to do this more. I did not mean to... No, wait, yes I did. For once, I didn't press the wrong thing. Okay. Why is my rhythm, like, so off? No. Well, because I haven't done this in a while. Duh. The last time I tried this, or at least the last time I remember trying this in practice, I, like, couldn't read why can I not phrase this? I couldn't read the back and forth, like where I go like left 2, or no, I go right 2, then left 2, right 2, left 2. I used to like just naturally... I'm not doing the right thing. I have not recorded or documented my strat in a way for me to conveniently look back on. True gamers just remember each and every single time, every practice session. What's the secret? Gosh. Let's ignore Roaring Delta for now. That can be remedied in a 30-minute session. I will get to that in a second, Nero. I mean, I think my... like, what's gotten me good at games, if that's what we mean. I seem to naturally have, like, what could be considered an overly analytical approach to just playing games in general. Like, I have a almost obsession with, like, optimizing. I have to do everything, like, consciously with intention. If I make a mistake, I have the just natural compulsion to understand why that happens and try to avoid it. No shade to other people, but I have watched other people play video games numerous times and make the same mistake over and over again and seemingly like not question what's happening. The most frustrating scenarios is where people are like blaming the game or like getting, you know, like talking to the game as if it's like a living entity, but they're just not strategizing. Like, that is painful for me. I can't watch that. So in other words, I guess I'm like the opposite of that. Why am I like that? I don't know if I have an answer. Is there a game I feel 100% satisfied with? I guess I would say The End is Nigh, but honestly, I do think it's possible. Oh, like... yeah, and that goes hand in hand with getting, like, very consistent is... I want to iron out, like, every minute detail and have there be... like, there's ways... I have, like, a consistent... or, like... consistency or like safety strat mind when it comes to evading obstacles in games. I don't know, I can't get more specific. But what was I gonna say with The End is Nigh? I feel like I could get max percent deathless, and if I did that, I would feel like 1000% at rest, like I had nothing calling to me about the game anymore. Strat finding is very fun. I think that's maybe the more simplified but telling answer, is that I actually enjoy strat finding and practicing. Usually. A lot of people's struggles that I hear is that they like don't, like, they get bored practicing, they can't, or like playing sessions being long enough. Now these days I'm definitely someone who is not able to like do long sessions, mainly because of time constraint and just like energy management. But you have to be like willing to practice and like engage with the game on a certain level, and by that I mean like analyze your mistakes and understand like what this is the best way I can word it, but like there's consistent aspects to the game that you can, to every game, that you can leverage to boost your odds of success. Obviously that, like in speedrunning, which is like the most popular thing that's done to like the highest degree. But the same thing is applied to safety and like consistent strats for like deathless, no hit, etc. stuff. Anyways. All collectibles and all cards that 100% deathless? Yeah. I think full game, yeah, Chocobart Pig. I'm pretty sure it's possible. No, I mean, I have no doubt it will be realistically possible at some point. I think you can get quite consistent at the game. I haven't seen Chapter 6 and 7, obviously. And yes, there are scary points where, like, you can only get so consistent at certain things, but nothing is, like, coin toss odds bad even yet. I don't, like, at worst, I don't think. When's the next Fall? I don't know if I'm ever playing Fall Guys again. Honestly, probably never. And streaming Fall Guys, it takes a toll on my PC. I like to have max performance on Fall Guys, and trying to stream while doing that, like it inevitably is taking up resources that the game normally does, so the game like runs a little bit worse. And I think now it would be no problem. When I had like my last PC, I could do it, but the frame rate would have to go lower. Overall, definitely Infinity. The only thing that makes like no-hit True Pacifist maybe even on the level of unlikeliness as it is the obvious Azrael and Flowey combo. Everything else in the game is like way more mild than Deltarune's difficulty gets to, or like its average difficulty is. And yeah, I agree. True Pacifist no-hit is definitely a possibility. And just what I've seen done in other games, like, I know that if somebody cares enough, 100% full game Chocobart Pig is doable. The only thing is, now done in one sitting, I don't even think I would want to do it in one sitting. Unless somehow I like, felt like I had it in me on the day. But if I'm ever going for that, I don't think I'm pressuring myself to do it in one sitting. Because the game's going to be absurdly long. Unless Chapter 6 is one giant cutscene. Exactly, Nero. Okay, I think I'm honestly just playing nothing, guys. Unfortunately. I'm just gonna let it be a nothing stream. I know it said attempt in the title. There was at least one attempt. I think two. Tomorrow and or Sunday. I'm not gonna end immediately, but tomorrow and or Sunday, I'll try to be more locked in, serious. Maybe practice beforehand and make sure I'm like spruced up and ready to do attempts. I just knew I wanted to just get the stream going, because if I waited, I wasn't gonna do one at all. And I did have an ominous message in my Discord implying that I was going to stream tonight, so felt like I had to. And I didn't want to. And yeah, old 90 golden, 90p, all the hardest, like, yeah, Soulsborne Necro, and plus the other games that don't fit in that acronym, have been done in a row, no hit. And even at like level 1, maybe not all of them. I don't think like every game level 1 no hit in row has been done, but at least like a good chunk of them in row level 1 no hit's been done as well, which is absurd. That means I'm confident no hit Deltarune's possible. But I do wonder, like, what the I say I don't care about, or I've said I don't like value difficulty comparison that much, but I can't lie. The thing I'm most curious about is how is like the practical consistency differential between, say, Deltarune and these Souls games. I haven't played the Souls games. I don't know how tight the timing windows are and how like more predict or like how hard it is to react to the toughest stuff to react to theoretically compared to Deltarune dodging stuff. I don't know. I imagine because of what's been done, the Souls games like have to be pretty consistent, and the telegraphs must be quite readable and reactable on most fight. Like that's just the vibe I get. But obviously, when someone's doing a perfect run, I can't tell how tight it is because they're just they're performing it perfect every time. So I have no reference and no experience, my or personal experience. Yeah, definitely agreed on the one session full game 100% Deltarune. Probably not happen in one session. What on? Like I cannot comprehend this message. I am doing free patch. I don't know if we're condemning me for not doing it or what else we're saying. But hello. The ending of the sword tunnel attack where the swords target you and there's like the red line reticles that like cross each other and there you have to fit inside the gaps, like the sword strike is what I call it. The hitboxes on the swords used to, well, I think the hitboxes on the swords in general on the sword tunnel were decreased in size. It's the regular sword tunnel part. I don't know how noticeable it is on that. But on the where they're triangulating and the sword strike part in particular, there were situations where the hitboxes seemed to be too big and would hit you unfairly. And some pretty egregious examples I've had before. So it definitely was worth getting patched. In my opinion, it was a little overpatched. The sword strike becomes like almost completely nullified in difficulty in the post-patch version. It's only a small part of the fight though, so I can't really say like it doesn't really make the fight terribly easier. It's just like one part of it. But the main reason that they even had to do that nerf is because, in my opinion, it's more due to the fact that the soul has an inaccurate hitbox. It has an overly large hitbox, a square that's slightly bigger that fits the heart inside. I won't explain the technicals of it, but that is a thing that's probably never getting patched and is an oversight. I don't know how it happens. If you know, you know thing. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about or I don't know much about Souls and Elden Ring. I know like what the gameplay. I only really know what the gameplay is like, sort of. But even on just more so like a theoretical level, because like I was saying, I don't have personal experience with the games. One day, surely I will play them. Has anyone escalated that to them? Yeah, I wonder. I just don't imagine. I mean, I hope. I really do hope. But the thing is, if the soul gets patched, the soul size gets patched, or the hitbox size gets patched in Chapter 3, it almost, to me, would seem like there's a tweak in order for the sword tunnel, but I don't think that, I am certain that's not going to happen. It's just going to be even easier, which I guess is okay. It's already good enough. But post-patch sword strike with the accurate soul hitbox, like I'm pretty sure you'd be able to overlap hella and still dodge it. I mean, you already can, basically. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Hey, what's up, Endo? I'm sorry. Okay, well, could I do... You know what? One for the road. I'm just going to do one cold attempt. I feel like I'll feel better ending stream if I do that. But we gotta watch the cutscene one more time. Tenna's gotta die. It's alright. Honestly, it was a... Wait, did I not unmute it? I swear I thought I just pressed that. It's been kind of a nothing stream. I've barely done attempts, and the practice wasn't fruitful. I need to get a little bit used to streaming again. Oh, my 10 of death counter. I can only imagine what that would be now. Is it over 1,000? Over 1,000's crazy. I don't know. It's possible. I'm at least closer to 1,000 than not. I still haven't really replayed Chapter 5. I definitely... The longer I sit with Chapter 5, the more I like it. I have a fondness for it. Not to say I didn't... I did not dislike it at the beginning. But my appreciation has only grown. There's some claims that like certain things were unfitting, but or like people were out of character or something. I definitely do not agree. I have hopes that like some of the things that were established in Chapter 5 will come back into relevancy. And I mean, like Toby did say, now with Chapter 5, the final setup is complete for what's to come. I'm paraphrasing there. But I wonder what's being referred to there. how many like subtle little things were actually like important and are gonna come up later, or were they not subtle? Were they just like could it be where Ralsei's talking about the game mechanics or like the menus, rather referencing the menus, and the fact that Ralsei like is proven to be like holding back? I guess like a lot of the Ralsei development was necessary. That's probably what it is. In order for things to happen later and make sense, Ralsei needed like this conflict, this confrontation, change, etc. And, oh, and the establishment, yes, of the what people call the Asgore vague post. Like, yes, it was not specific. I understand wanting more information, but clearly it was no, like there's no way to tell the story, I guess, and be given more information and like the mystery and or the tension to hang in the proper way. I mean, we'll see. It's very difficult to accurately judge something. Okay, I mean, I'm no analysis expert, but I presume that it is very difficult to have an accurate analysis of an incomplete thing. Chapter 7 credits. What if it's just Dream Watcher? Honestly, you could pick so many songs and I would just bawl. No matter what. I don't think Dream Watchers is a fitting credits though. I thought that the other day, and now on second thought, I'm not sure. What do you think? That's one of my low-key favorites on the soundtrack. Maybe recency bias. Don't forget full version. Oh, if we save it for that. Actually true. You're actually truing. What the fuck am I talking about? There's no way that happens in the regular game. Unless it's like a cutscene and deaths or some character is like actually speaking in the game on a one-off. Well, actually Flowery's been established to be able to do that. I've seen the Sky is Forever Blue shout. That would hit. I can't lie. But I sort of doubt that will happen, but it would work. Owie, what am I doing? Was not fully focused on this one. I'll keep playing. Okay. Or I'll talk. What do we have? What did I miss? How lenient are the timings on those weak hits? It is frame perfect. However, I can try to hit one frame after the other with both confirm keys, which is what I try to do every time. So I don't know how, like, basically I can try to force it to be like a 2-frame window, but it is frame perfect. Oh no, wait, but actually I lied. You can hit 1 frame late, and I'm almost positive that never affects the damage on any turn. Chapter 5 weird. Oh my god, you have no idea how curious I am about how 7B is going to begin, or just how it's going to go in general. I'm going to be so morbidly excited after finishing the regular route, Chapter 7. You know how, like, grateful I'm going to be that the game isn't over? I'm starting to get to the point where just thinking of the fact that the game is actually is getting close to ending, I can almost tear up thinking about it. Like, maybe I'm too attached to this shit, but I'm not gonna be fully okay when I'm done completely with the game. It's been so long running. This has anchored me so much in my life over these years. You have no idea. And for many, I'm sure. No, not the GD comparison. Good meme. Yeah, the deaths is disappearing. Like, there's just no guess. We're getting the lore drop. Hope to God next chapter. It scares me with Toby saying that we might be surprised at what's missing, like what in chapter 6, what we, I guess, might expect to get answers on. Like, okay, so there's definitely like two major things that are going to be addressed, that are going to be big reveals, but only one of them is happening in chapter 6. So it's either or. Like, it's either, do we think it's Des and Gaster are the two things, or well, what do you think the two things are? And do you think I'm wrong in my thinking there? Based on what Toby said, I think my take, and I mean it's a cold take, I'm sure, is that we are getting the Des answers, at least some, and Gaster is not going to appear in chapter 6. That seems very likely. If it's the other way around, I don't even know what I'll think. Maybe true. And honestly, because Rudy's not okay. And how is Carol like not going to intervene at all with Noelle getting involved more with Susie in the dark world? Like, is that somehow going to go under the radar? Like, I think there's a lot of possibility for like what even the situation is for Noelle starting chapter 6. There is a spectrum of how it could go. I think. Yeah, that is really hard to nail down. Decade of setup. It's the most okay. I guess I can't disagree with like the hesitance to accept the word setup when talking about Gaster. But I mean, like, it's not like there's nothing. Yes, we don't know what it seems like a very important background character. And I guess there is a point to be made that just because people are very, like, most intrigued about that mystery, this guy, doesn't mean he actually is the most important guy. I can't get into it. There is justification to think Gaster is significant, like, and is going to. We're going to have like a confrontation or something. There are quite a lot of things, no, for sure, that need to to tie in. Some of the stuff has to be connected, so it's like I I would imagine so like things are gonna be understood like simultaneously, perhaps. I can't imagine. I can't imagine how it all comes together. When I think about it, it is a little overwhelming, and I'm like, some doubt can creep in. But I don't know. Toby seems extremely confident, and we haven't. I don't know. We haven't seen like what a what these kind of chapters are. This sounds like a stupid statement, but chapter 6 and 7 are different from like the rest of the game. Maybe like taking some vibes from like chapter 4, the like gravity of the situation, if not escalated from that. Yeah, I am most excited about chapter 6 for sure. And I definitely understand the sentiment. Whoops. Warfare about Gaster appearing in chapter 6. I was just thinking of how, like, in the newsletter, Toby, and you might have been here and I might be repeating myself, but to me it seems more fitting that we would be getting Death's answers now, and Toby was saying we might be surprised as to what's not going to be addressed in chapter 6. It just seems more likely to me that Gaster gets pushed aside of it. I can't see how... I can't imagine like Des and Gaster at the same time. Or being like, you know what? I don't know shit. Forget it. I don't know. It's just I'm like speaking my biases and trying to make it like seem more rational, but I'm definitely not impartial to like what I'd like to my preferences. I mean, that's pretty inherent. I'm 100, but I like to think I'm one of the more open-minded Deltarune fans. We'll see though. And at this point, I've neglected to say anything about it till now on this stream, but I am completely shattered on whatever I think the knight is. Completely. I've seen an argument against and for everything, and like of all equal strength, or at least similar strength. I can't, like, I get it. I do get. I get thinking that it's Des. Like, that's what I thought at first. And I still have trouble, like, unclinging from it for real. We just don't have great confirmation in the fact that the knight's wearing a helmet. How do the antlers, like, are they attached to the helmet? Why does it have antlers though? And then like people thinking Des is lost in the code. I mean, we're not sure, or lost in where we're seeing the unused text, right? I mean, we don't know for sure that's Death's, but it sure seems like it could be. The theory of like Death's body being like what's getting taken over by whatever the I like the Death's body being possessed, I guess, and Death's soul is lost somewhere. Like, I guess that just seems like sloppy, and people have criticized that from frame one after chapter 3. I'm like, I could see that somehow like making sense, but I'm thinking the answer might be different from what like 90+% of people have thought. Oh, I didn't explicitly say that, Endo. You are so right. Gaster is 100% tied to that is the extra reason. Yeah, why didn't I say that? That is the extra reason why I think Toby said you might be surprised at what's missing in chapter 6. Like chapter 6 is going to focus on one part of the story, blah blah blah, and then says we might be surprised at what's missing though. So there's like two major things like we're expecting to be revealed. I'm back to repeating myself, I'm sorry. But to like hammer the point in, it seems like I guess pacing wise or following up from where we left off, getting Death's reveal, like more Death's information seems to make more sense to me, seems to flow more naturally than getting Gaster info. And the fact that like, yeah, it's chapter 6. A lot of people have said 6 is the Gaster number. We got to be meeting Gaster in chapter 6. That could maybe warrant Toby saying, and this goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the stream, like we should be careful thinking we can read Toby's mind or like read between the lines of like what he actually means with what he's saying when he's being vague. Things can be interpreted in so many ways, but it at least makes sense in his one reading that we're gonna actually get some Death's disappearance or like Death's reveal, and Gaster is gonna be skipped over and not addressed yet still. Anyways. Just to clarify myself. I can't believe that one dialogue in chapter 4 really throws like that much of a wrench. The confirmation that the knight's wearing a helmet. Oh, it just dismantles. Any, like, any assuredness that it's definitely a holiday. But like it, whatever. I can't keep talking about it. I can't. But is it? I understand the logic of thinking it's made of shadow crystal. I mean, I guess I'm still wishy-washy on that. Like, is it actually made of shadow crystal material or black shard, whatever, like solid darkness? What's the distinction? Or is it neither? Because the only thing that chipped off was from its weapon. And is it made of the same materials as weapon? It sure looks the same, yeah. But is it the same? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm too critical to like allow myself to grasp on to any certainty or even close, anything even close. Joggington is the night. No. What dreams does the night have? If the night's death, I could see the lost dream being like, or the body, or even just Death's body. It being like, you know, wishing to live. Or like, had a promising future maybe, and either died or like effectively got erased from existence for whatever reason. I could see there being a strong... Okay, and my knee-jerk response. Remember when Flowery said, there's nothing stronger than a flower's dream? And those are literally like his last words before getting cut in half. And my knee-jerk response to hearing him say that was like, what about a human's dream? Or a Lightner's dream? Well, Lightner's dream, isn't that what becomes a shadow crystal? And and I do wonder if there's different mechanics between like, does a human actually have extra power in this universe? I almost want to lean towards no, but like it could be the case that it's yes. I didn't see. I haven't even. We're in lore talk. I don't even know if I'm going to do another attempt. I probably will do at least one. But, fuck. What was I going to say? There was a point I was kind of getting to with, oh yeah. So like the night could be, well, it's got to be something like insanely, it would have to be one insanely strong wish or dream to create such a gnarly being, like fully, if it is like basically made of shadow crystal or black shard, have to be one hell of a dream. And I could see like the will to live or the wish to live again or not have died. Kind of, I mean, isn't that like the concept of like of hauntings in general, or like the lore behind ghosts' existence in the first place? Is someone died in a tragic way, and then yeah, they're like spirit can't rest, and they're like a supernatural powered being. Could it just be something kind of as simple as that? Kind of remixed, obviously, to fit the mechanics we know. If that makes any sense. I guess I could see an answer like that. If the night is death. Still question marks for sure. That I anyways. What if the night rematch will be optional and Black Knife reprises with the newly added freedom motif, and that gives you the 6th shadow crystal, which is actually tied to the pure crystal? That's an interesting thought. And not like impossible. It isn't hard to do something like cut a flower in half or break a TV in the light world. That's true. Yeah, I have thought this. I'm like, if someone could interact with, like, I wonder if it's truly impossible to interact with the objects as objects like they are in the light world when a dark fountain is present. Is there any being that can like walk through the room? Like it might be, you know, completely dark or like filled with the smoke or whatever, but I do wonder, theoretically, would that even mean anything? It's just a thought I've had before. Like, if you could theoretically walk around the room and interact with them as if they're in their light world form, Darkner's objects, then you could just smash the TV, and would it just like appear as it did in? I don't know what I'm saying. This is too confusing. Fucking forget it. I've tried to explain this before, but I don't think it. There's no reason for that to matter, probably. Agreed, though. Infinity. Okay. Next, in chapter 6, we will fight the knight again, and then beat him easily, and then strings will be revealed just like Spam to Neo, and then Gaster will come out from behind him, and then credits. Or no, I don't. Probably not. Could have his overcomplicated theories. Yeah, due to thinking Toby will go with the most unexpected option. True. I like that statement. My bias is definitely towards that, thinking like whatever the most like emotionally resonant outcome would be is probably what we're going with. I don't know. Or at least it's not meant to be like this crazy overcomplicated thing to solve. I don't think. The only reason like it's perceived that way, well, there's multi-factored reasons, but it's because it's so hard to unravel. Like, we truly do not have all of the enough information, I would argue, to be able to solve the game or solve the mysteries for real. Like, the most important stuff, like the way the story's, like the narrative's presenting itself is not really to be seen from a mile away. Like, it's keeping its most important. In other words, it seems to be a story where there's going to be like a big recontextualization towards the end. And I do like stories like that. They can seem slow burning or like fillery at times before you see the full picture. I think people could, again, like the Omori comparisons, people think, like Toby Fox made a tweet saying there's a game really similar to Deltarune that's already coming out, and he was like a little concerned about that, or like expressed a bit of concern about that. People are confident that's Omori. I think so too. Omori is structured very similarly. I don't know if there was a point I was like tying up that I lost there, but whatever. I do wonder what Toby's going to do after this. I don't imagine immediately start working on another thing. This guy has been, gosh, since when? 2014 or even 2013? Or I mean, even the years before that. Obviously, he had the Fever Dream in 2011. I don't think he's been like hard at work since then, but definitely at least since like 2014. I don't expect all of the things I want answers about to be answered. I don't know what anyone else thinks about that. I've pretty much accepted that. Especially with the Skeleton Brothers, I'm like, I don't know why I'm doubting so much that I'm going to get closure on that. But I am. I expect a little bit of Gaster. But honestly, I could see Sans and well, no, Papyrus is mentioned on the store page. Like, why would you reference him by name? And why would Gaster? I forgot about this fact. Why would there be a reaction to Papyrus's name if Papyrus wasn't going to, at least for one frame, be on screen, right? Or be like referenced for real? What is going on? There's so much. Like, I wonder how crazy the reveals actually are going to be. that's kind of a nothing statement. But like I was saying earlier, there's so much happening off screen that we are just not privy to, and the game really plays on that. It feels like it's so selective about what we observe. I mean, obviously, inherently any story is, but I wonder if it's like even more intentionally obfuscating us from being able to crack this. It's definitely more enticing this way. I wouldn't like it to be more transparent, I don't think. True infinity. Hold on, I have to read this. I have to. 2G only for free. Copies are monochrome. Friend inside me. Protein. Pink and yellow freedom. Big shot. Green pirate. Mystery man. 666 1225 1997. True. Carrot first come for pirates or Azrael's college roommates. No comment. Sans dialogue in the Azrael. Wait. The Sans dialogue in the Azrael fight is later to the events of is relevant to the later events of Deltarune. What does he say? He's like, just give up. I did. What else does he say? Well, obviously when playing Undertale, I just assumed he was talking about his predicament in Undertale. You'll never see them again. Yeah, who the fuck could he be talking about? Except, oh my god. Yeah, 100%. I forgot about that dialogue. Yeah, I mean, that is a fact. I don't even know if we're going to see Azrael in this game. Because apparently Azrael isn't just going to show up in Hometown. Like, Toriel is going to go pick him up with Chris, presumably. She was thinking about getting, like, surprising him early. But, there's nothing to, like, there's nothing extra to lead us to suspect that's actually going to happen. Like, he could just show up home. I don't know how he would get home. Sounds like he doesn't drive and got dropped off himself. I didn't even think about that. People were doubting that, like, there's a world outside of Hometown that is, like, accessible to the characters. But how did Azrael get to college? If Azrael needs to be picked up, then that means he didn't drive himself. So the world's not fake. I mean, I guess how popular of a theory was that? I thought that was like in a limbo state, but there's actually way more reasons to doubt that now. Or more than I realized. Definitely Infinity, for sure. Azrael is literally... It's literally Hiro Mari coded. I mean, it just is. So is. Only exists as their coded memories. Oh! Okay, if it's going fully Last Thursdayism, then yeah, it can be explained. Molly Stars was hesitant on thinking that Gaster, like that the light world was also fake, that the light world was a construction of Gaster as well, or like enabled by him or something. Uh, and I was, that left an impression on me. So I am a little bit biased into thinking that the light world is also artificial in some way, but I could accept it. I could. Gaster built it all from an empty room. He made it all most likely. I'm definitely like certain about Gaster's setup now. I think setup is a fine phrase. Thinking about it more, remembering all of the things. It was so intentional that Gaster was going to lead people to like get extremely curious, and then it leads directly into Deltarune, and one of the greatest mysteries is the nature of our connection to this fucking world. Like, what is this guy? This guy is literally responsible. There has to be an answer. We gotta get something. Have a good one, Infinity. See ya. Thanks for chatting and hanging out. Well, I'm willing to watch a Gaster take. After I end stream, which is going to be probably momentarily. Oh my god, wait, that's right. I agreed to work tomorrow. So, I gotta go to bed relatively soon. Gosh, wow. How did I go for 3 hours? Yeah, I barely did anything in 3 hours. It's true. It's true, worth it to talk lore. I do wonder how futile a lot of our speculation is. Regardless, it's still fun, and that's what's important. But I only have I have an extremely limited appetite for consuming theory content or analysis content these days. Just very hard for me to get invested, especially if I'm hearing retrodden ideas. Toby Fever Dream LARPer. Oh, I just need to know. I just need to know. What was that impactful that led to all of this? It's gotta be one profound message. Or like Is it the message, or what else could it be? Important to remember, Igor, for sure. From the dog's mouth. Okay. Oh, my brain is fizzling. I will try to stream better next time. As always. The more I do it, especially the more frequently, the more I'll be able to not get mentally overloaded or overwhelmed. And more competency in speech and gameplay will happen. But this was to be expected with the first one back. I don't want to promise it. I definitely will stream Sunday because I'm free completely as far as I know, unless something comes up. But tomorrow I will say I will try to stream. I have like a short half day. I agreed to work on a weekend. Normally I have weekends off, but after work, yeah, I'll probably eat something. The soft plan will be to try and stream after that. And I think I will practice before I start since I'll have so much more time in the day, so that I can just focus on attempts. And yeah, I would rather just do attempts on stream. But if my consistency I just want to test my consistency on stream, see if I can even break 100 streak that many times. If it's not happening, I will have to do more practice reps and try to get like 50 pluses in a row bunch of times and really grind out that individual attack consistency. Anyways, I've not tried FNAF Max Mode challenges. If there was another copy of me, one of them would definitely be doing Max Mode challenges for sure. They do intrigue me, but I'll probably just remain like a spectator. Super cool though. It's already ending. I'm so overtime. I went like an hour longer than I thought. I'm so sorry, but I'll be back definitely Sunday. Probably early. It'll be like a longer stream, unless like it'll probably be a longer stream. Again, I don't want to like ever really promise anything about the streams in advance. Definitely is dependent on the day and on how things go, but I'll try to stream tomorrow after work, and then Sunday, and as many weekdays as I can muster. And yeah, I saw that. I was lucky enough to be able to watch on my lunch break, Endo. Gone is extremely consistent. And definitely has like peak reflexes. And just ability to be precise on a whim. Like, I haven't seen him actually get hit on the tight gaps on a Flowery pre-final before, and that's the shit that gets me. Like, I will move one frame too much or one frame too little, especially on the last one. It's usually the last one, the last gap. The fans, actually, I rarely get hit on. At least the last time I was practicing. Anyways, okay, for real, thanks for hanging out and tolerating my, like, what I feel like is poor speech and poor, like word choice. I do my best to phrase my thoughts, but I feel like I used to be better at it before. Or maybe I just, like, judged myself less. Not sure which, or if it was both. But either way, the more I stream, more coherent I shall become. And competent, like I was saying. Anyways, okay. Have a good one. Bye-bye.